What's up? What's happening? K Mega 405 coming to you live from the 405 where I'm just a regular gamer. Talking to the intelligent gamers out there. What's up? What's happening? Good to be back. I was anticipating things to happen. As always, I always say to you guys that I'm going to do this, and then it usually falls apart. Case in point, if you remember when I was talking about my last, hold on, let me see something here. I don't see that going live right now. I will be so mad if it's live. And what's going on with you? I'm over here seeing if I'm live, but I might have directed it somewhere else with my reach phone. It doesn't matter. You're seeing me live. Second row king, what you see? What you mean trash? What you talking about trash? What? Oh no. Okay, let me explain. All right, you talking about? Okay, so I said I was going to be doing fight night or whatever, but this is the problem. All right, so if y'all remember what I was saying last week, that there was a air conditioner people here. They were changing up because we have floor units, and so they cut that out, and then they reinstalled ceiling units, and so they had to move everything up to the attic and rehaul everything. They said it was going to take 2 days. It took over a little bit over 4. So 4.5 days. Well, no, 4 days and all day of the 4th day, whatever. Oh no, watch your mouth, sucker. Watch your mouth. What you mean? What you talking about trash with Shay? Boy, pay attention and pay respect to the young god. You know what I'm saying? Man, you cannot deny Shay's rise out of nowhere, in the sense of people knew he was good, right? And that he was up and coming, but he hit every stat that you can hit. They're scoring title, MVP, Western Conference champion, MVP, Western Conference champion, NBA MVP, NBA Finals MVP, and champion, bro. Then he's dropping his shoe. It's already dropped. It's sold out. He's dropping his a couple of other colors on October 2nd. That already looked like that's gonna get. Man, he got the bag. He got the bag. He's all over the place, and he's on the cover of NBA 2K. Brother. That's legendary. Just stats. Bro. All else he needed was to win the World Cup thing. It's not the World Cup. I forget what it's the little tournament that they have in the beginning of the season. He could have done that. Or if Canada was in third place, but still, if Canada sit there and let's say won the Olympics or whatever, won basketball or whatever, beat the US, that would have been nuts. But he's hit all types of milestones within 1 year. That is crazy. That's crazy. So watch your mouth about Shay. Watch your mouth about the young god. Anyway, I know you hating. I love it. So anyway, I will say this. I'm really, really enjoying NBA 2K25. I got it. It finally came and got delivered on Sunday. I didn't really get to play it until Monday or yesterday, or I should say today, because I had some other stuff running around doing stuff, and then I finally got a chance to play it, and I'm like, okay, so I'm into this. I'm into my game or my team right now, but yeah, I'm digging it. Shooting so much better, even though right now I got my shot is still nasty and needs work, but the flow, the speed. NBA 2K feels so much better than 25. And then I've come to the realization that, 2025, NBA 2025, 25 was just not very good. And so look at that. Yak 'em. Just good, smooth right there. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to get back on it. But also I've been, but anyway, back to what I was saying. So they just finished that. So they didn't finish until Friday evening. Saturday I had engagement. Then I had some stuff to do. Sunday, I had to go to my father-in-law's birthday. So And then got back. There was other stuff going on. Couldn't do fight night. And then my kids came through. There was nothing I could do. There was no time. There was no time. But I got time. I got time now. I got time. I'm gonna have a couple of weeks. I'm gonna be chilling. And now y'all gonna see my big head everywhere for the next couple of weeks because on the 19th, GRG is gonna go live. So and then you'll get the schedule as I said. So I'm gonna stream tonight. I am gonna stream tonight. So Sekiro, we're gonna get at it. But I need to start showing more of my other fighters. I got to eventually start doing that. So anyway, well, let's get into it. Lot to discuss. I'm gonna break it down since I want to do another my thoughts tomorrow. So I'm not going to go too crazy because I don't know how long I'm going to be on this first topic because we've talked about this so many times and it's so annoying to me, but it's what the title said. Game Pass value upsets big pockets. And then I had something. Then I read something from somebody that I talk to on occasion, have a lot of love for, and that's Shannon Loftus. I mean, me and Shannon talk occasionally, not so much about gaming, but about politics because where our politics is aligned. So it did upset me when I seen the article about her saying that Game Pass is problematic for devs. Now, let me make this point, right? For the people out there that keeps constantly trying to jump on this bandwagon of telling you that Game Pass is not worthy of the consumer, that it hurts the developer. When we constantly always see some developers, and listen, if you really want to look at it from a standpoint of from Sean Layton and from what Pete Hines and others, even Shannon Loftus as well now, and like I said, we ain't aligned on this one. You know what I'm saying? Much love for Shannon, but like I said, we ain't aligned on this one. If you take it from the perspective of how much games cost now and what kind of revenue you can generate off of that's a great point of where Game Pass could put some issues on some developers, maybe put a little stress. Because there's also a budget behind it. You can only get so much and things of that nature. But there's two factors to this that we have to put in account. One, when gaming was in its most healthiest state, how much was the games then? Well, then I know the counteract for those who wants to come at me and say, well, you said God will make me pay for my absence. Okay, brother. And I won't just play with one character tonight. I'll play with multiple. So that's okay. I'll let some guy put hands on me until I start figuring it out. Anyway, so this is the thing too, that when you have somebody that will make the comeback and say, well, gaming and production of games is so much more expensive now. So that kind of counteracts your argument right now to your point. No. I've said this before. And what people need to do is to go back to when we used to have with those tech demos and those conferences for Unreal 4, Unreal 5, especially Unreal 5. And what they said to us and to those devs there in those conferences about you can do more for less. You don't have to spend so much resource and so much money towards tech. Unreal Engine 5 is going to make it worth your while. The technology within that is going to make things easier, less, more resourceful. What happened to all that? What happened to all that? Richilli, you disrespectful. Yeah, but I get you. I feel you on that. I got a huge backlog as well. But you came to the gamers and you said, okay, because of the costs of everything, we have to charge you $10 more, right? So games go up to 70. Now you have publishers and head CEOs from these publishers coming out and saying, well, we need to try to do 80, 90, maybe 100 for a game because of the production that we bring. But yet you want more money from the consumer, but you will still want us to give you time for games now coming out properly done. So therefore we have to wait for a day one patch. Then secondly, if that's not the issue, just the game itself is just completely broken, regardless of the day one patch. Or third, the game is just not worth a damn to sit there and to spend $70, $80, $90, $100 on, because it ain't lived up to the hype. So you're telling me that you want us to give you more, but less quality. See, they make it seem like, well, if you're patient gamers, it's all going to pay off at the end. Well, not necessarily. Because if we look at this from their standpoint of telling us that we're hurting the gaming industry, a service like Game Pass is hurting the industry, I would think what's hurting the industry is the lack of trust that consumers have towards these developers and these publishers. Not so much the developers, but the publishers. Because you're forcing these developers to work twice as quick to push out this product half-ass. Then when we buy that product day one, show full support, get the Shut Up edition, which is the Ultimate edition or the Deluxe edition. Game might run great for that, run great, might be really good. And then all of a sudden, the publisher might get tired of their numbers is not matching what they expected. It didn't meet expectations, and then they shut the game down. Or the game is not for resale. And so the gamers that showed the support day one, they're asked out. And you're still trying to tell us trust the system trust the old system. The old system it doesn't apply because you go by a different set of rules now. We used to not hear we heard about games being discontinued to where you couldn't buy them anymore, but not shutting down servers in a month or within a year. Or even doing some crazy stuff like what happened with Multiverses, where we put in money into that game. Then out of the blue gave an announcement that we're going to be shutting down the servers to bring you a better experience, and then come back a year or so later and then be disappointed because the gaming community is saying, nah, bruh, the game is cool. We see some benefits, but not enough for you to not continue to work on the game and just do an ultimate patch the following year and a half. And then the game canceled anyway. How are we supposed to listen, these are former employees. Former. Like I said, and like I said just before, I have much love for Shannon Loftus. But I disagree with her on this 100%. And I don't have a problem with Pete Hines. I mean, these are business-oriented people. But there's another factor to it too that they're not putting into the equation. Those people don't have to worry about their light bill. They ain't have to worry about keeping their gas full in their car. A lot of us do. A lot of us worry about taking care of stuff around the house, around the apartment, around the condo, around wherever the hell we stay at, right? Got families. We have other responsibilities. Might have kids in college, might have kids in high school, might have kids in middle school or elementary, or just now having children. And we have to worry about those things. And not saying that they didn't, but what I'm saying is that they're well off. They're better. They ain't worried about that light bill. But you're still telling us we got to pay more, but yet the quality for not all games, but most games are poor. Anytime you got to do a day one patch to fix something, and this is another thing too with reviewers. Okay, so I mean, and listen, there's some reviewers that actually get down to it and break down everything to tell the developers what they missed. And those reviewers are great. But then there's just others that just get the games and then they don't say shit and then they just let this go and then they get on their channels and brag about these games. And then the games are broken like hell. So I mean, listen, because they're paid up. What up with you, Husky? This is the stuff that I'm talking about. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And on the flip side of it, right? For anybody that's an opponent of Game Pass or any gaming service, let's just say you don't like any of them. You're not into EA, you're not into PlayStation Plus, you're not into Ubisoft, you're not into any of them. Not into any of them. You're all about buying the games and doing that. Okay, that's great, right? And you think services are bad. But don't let us see you talking about something on Netflix. Let's not see you post something about what you've seen on Apple TV. Don't let us see anything what you said about Paramount, or Peacock. Because what you're doing is contradicting your own self by bringing up services are bad, but yet you are in support of those services. You're not support of that service because that's supposedly supposed to hurt pockets. But yet on the flip side, you're doing the complete same that you say that the gamers that love Game Pass is doing. You're not buying those movies. You're not, hell, you know what? This is what's the crazy thing about people who do not like Game Pass and always trying to talk to other gamers and tell us that it's trash, it's no value in it and blah, 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 blah. I see them all the time. There's a movie that's coming out, right? And it might be popular. And it's always look at the chat and they say, I'll just wait till it comes to Disney Plus, or I'll wait till it comes to whatever stream. So what the hell is the difference when somebody says that when, Xbox gamer who pays money into Game Pass is saying, I'll just wait till it comes to Game Pass. Or I'm excited that it's coming to Game Pass. I mean, we've already seen the studies that people buy more games because of Game Pass. And it also helps because I guarantee you, there would be some people that would look at this and say, right now, this little strip of gaming is nuts because you're hearing that Chronos is really good. Hell is Us. I think it's called Hell is Us. It's solid. It's different. It's not for everybody, but it's good. I've sit there and I've talked about. I do got that actually. I started it, but just didn't have the time. This is you seeing right here. I went ahead and bit the bullet on this game. I've never played the first one. I got the first one and I was just like, well, let me just see what this game is about. Cause it looked cool to me. That's why I wanted to see, but I was like, all right. And I'm enjoying it. Not everybody. Then you got the Silk Song game. And that game right there, it's doing well. It's selling well. It's a good price. But then you got people that want to play NBA 2K. You got people that want to play the Silk Song game. You got people that want to play Metal Gear. You want people to play. There's people that likes hockey. There's people that likes soccer. There's people that likes Hell is Us. But they can't get all of those games at one time. Or some people just wouldn't dare. Some of the people that are wealthy are very frugal. And so that's where I look at it from a budget. Like after I'm going to go ahead and bite the bullet and get Borderlands 4. And then that's it for a while until next month, which is going to be Battlefield and Call of Duty. That's it. That's it. The other game that I would want real bad is going to be in Game Pass. Win. It's a win. Value. Oh, thank you, Curie. Thank you, Curie. Yes. So that's the thing to me is where we're in a weird time here where people are trying to tell you who have money, who have status, trying to tell us That's not good for you. That value is not good for you. Those 400 plus games that's in there that you pay for, you and I pay for every month or however you pay it and stacked up, it's not good value for you. Because why? Well, because, you know, we expect you to pay more money. And then they come and see, there's always every new damn excuse. Every damn excuse. Well, they're on a budget. They're on this type of level. Well, you know what? I don't want to hear nothing about budgets. You know why? It's because we've seen two drastic differences when it comes to budgets. Spider-Man 2, massive, insane budget, right? Spider-Man fans of Insomniac Spider-Man, they look at that and say, "Oh yeah, it was cool, it was all right." It ain't on 2018 though, which had a smaller budget. Then you look at the other contrast when you see Expedition 33, or you're looking at a game like Silksong or Shinobi. Because to me, listen, I'm just going to be real with you on this one. Shinobi. Can't tell me nothing about Shinobi is better than this. And now I gotta go and I went to the first boss. I think it's a cute game. I never played the first Silkworm game, so I'm not trying to discredit it. I know that a lot of people love it, and listen, I see the charm in it. But Shinobi is different. Shinobi's on a different level to me. Different level. But again, it's still an affordable game. It's on a different budget. And I was concerned because I'm like, man, that's Shinobi. Sega, what are you doing? And the developers had a budget and made it work. And make it work and made it insanely good. I mean, we just look, I I haven't got a chance to play the Ninja Gaiden, Ragebound. I've heard that's spectacular. We have been in a position to where we have played some budgeted games that has been outstanding this generation. Or I should say this year. South of Midnight, budget game, absolutely fantastic. It better win an award of some sort. It's that good. Expedition 33 is still my game of the year. I have not played Donkey Kong. I do not have a Switch 2 yet. So, can't say that. And I ain't played Death Stranding 2. So I can't, but I'm saying for me, for what I've played so far. Avowed. I mean, Indiana Jones is a bigger budget game, but to me, it's just, I'm not understanding this logic coming from these former people. Like they, and again, you know, when you work for a company, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you're trying to get your check, you're trying to get paid, you're doing your thing, right? And if you're upset about something, then maybe that's the reason why you want to get out. But you can't tell me so, like, do we really think, listen, put this in perspective. Think about it. Let's say Starfield was not on Game Pass. Would it still sell? Yeah, it would sell decent. It would sell pretty good. But the way that the way that the media and the way that the PlayStation community was dogging out Starfield. And some of the crazy reasons why some Xbox content creators will just jump on that side to try to still be in the kumbaya phase and say, well, yeah, I don't think it is that good. I guarantee you that. But because Game Pass is available, they can't say that. And because of Game Pass, I feel that Starfield thrived. But when we look at this situation where we got a game from PlayStation that should be in PlayStation Plus, should be a Game Pass game, PlayStation went ahead and listen, it's what I said. The overhype of every PlayStation game that comes out, even if it's second party, first party, whatever, there's always this ridiculous hype for these games. And then when they don't live up to the expectation, then what happens? They don't talk about it no more. And that's a discredit and that's, to me, is more of a discredit to the developers and to the publishers than it is than talking about a damn service. Because Lost Soul Aside is not a bad game, but it was all this talk, all this hype. Oh my God. And then the game, and this is what's crazy. The game got a bad rating. You know what? I still got it because I said I was. and I like it. Is it great? Is it perfect? No. But see, I can play games that's not that I can play games that's perfect. I can play games that's not. I'm here for the experience. But I'll be damned if I sit here and I pay max dollars or even more for something like Lost Soul Aside. See, if Lost Soul Aside was $70, there's no way in hell I'm buying Lost Soul Aside. That's why I got it on PC. I'm going to find my bargain. And if Peter Hines and Shannon Loftus and Sean Layton and all the rest that can't stand Game Pass keep thinking that we as customers are stupid enough to keep listening to people who have money like they do, to keep telling us that we need to spend more because they're spending more into the development, but yet Unreal Engine 5 and these other things, these other engines are supposed to be more efficient and use less resources, then to me, I feel like you're bullshitting the public. You're trying to bullshit me into spending more money, and the product is nowhere near the same as it used to be. I mean, that's my interpretation of it. I don't know why people want to jump on the bandwagon so much for these corporations like that. Like there are people who say, oh man, you know, you're an Xbox shield. And because I love Xbox. I think Xbox is great. But if something that somebody from Xbox staff, from somebody from Xbox or whatever, do something that I don't like, I'm going to call it out. And these are former staff members and they're talking about it and it just doesn't make any sense to me. It don't. That's what's crippling gaming, if you know, because gaming seems like it is in a crazy spot. It's not because of gaming services. It's because the gamers have lost trust, or the gamers just don't have enough money to spend. And especially when, and you guys do this in the dumbest times when you want to charge extra. These companies are really ignorant when it comes to understanding the temperature in the room. And yet they will come and tell us, well, it's they don't want to say, some of them behind their breath will probably say it's our fault. But they know they can't say no shit like that because the way the social media work, they'll get cooked. But no, it's your greed. You're pushing games too quick. I mean, we used to sit here and have people complain about games coming out here. Having trailers and games not coming out until like a decade later, right? But Phil Spencer said that he was going to kind of stop that. It got ridiculed. Blah, 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 blah. What? How long did Final Fantasy VII remake come out? Death Stranding. Lost Soul Aside. Like, I mean, it is what it is. If they're not ready, they're not ready. And so when Phil and company sits there and cancel games that we've only seen one trailer to, but yet people want to make a big fuss about it, I think that's unnecessary. Like if you sit there and you say something, the whole Perfect Dark thing, it's come to the light. They were still trying to keep this game alive. Take-Two was trying to do something behind the table. Trying to do some shady shit. And Microsoft was smart. Xbox was smart. No. And they can have somebody else make that IP. Xbox gamers right now are not hurting for games. Hell, nobody's hurting for games because Xbox games are going everywhere. So, I mean, you're not really hurting for games. But as an Xbox fan, that's one thing that we can't talk about. We don't have, that narrative is dead. Finally, it's gone. What up with you, Deshaun? What's happening with you? What's happening with you? I see that boy. I see him. Where I was like, where he at? Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway, and that's another thing too, Richie. That's what I was going. Richie. That's what I was going to bring up too. Is that like these people will come out here with all this slander, but yet they're taking other people's jobs for AI. They're finding more reasons to sit here and have regular people be replaced. And this isn't just a thing. Like we're talking about gaming, and so we're talking about the layoff, and so you still hear a little more about layoffs. Microsoft laid off 42 more people, whatever. But this is happening all over the place. Man, I just listened to some crazy shit where they're going to have people on that's who's on Medicare have to deal with AI at the end of the year and at the beginning. This starts at the end of the year in some states, and then in other states, the beginning of 2026, where AI is going to make the decision to ask you for if you are qualified for whatever, like if you need epidural shots for your back or, shots in the knee or whatever the case may be, AI is going to have to make that decision for you. Yo, that's nuts. So what are we doing here? So that's what I'm saying. Like they're on the other end, they're sitting here trying to tell us, well, you need to do this. You need to you don't need to like Game Pass. Why the hell we shouldn't? This is value. Do you know how many people that sit here and that if they really think about it, that value is insanely great for gamers. You have access to so many different games. And also Game Pass is also built. It goes to the Xbox staff for sure. That's done the work to start bringing these games in that they weren't there. That didn't come to Xbox in previous years or generations. But it also, Game Pass has a factor to that as well, because some of these games, they get out there in the wild and there's so many games stacked on top of each other. It may not come to Game Pass day one or PlayStation Plus day one, but it will eventually get there. That's why these services matter, because even if somebody, like, you can look at a game and then our attention spans are so short now. I mean, you're like, man, oh, and then when you pop it up and see on Game Pass or PSN or whatever, and you're like, oh, I forgot about that game. That game was interesting and it's available. You're paying for it. These companies are making money on the other end from the services from these services. It's not like this is just all free and it's given to us. This thing it's wild to me. It's wacky as hell. It is wacky as hell. Sean Layden needs to stop. It's getting grotesque now to sit there and try to make a movement to stop people from having value, from feeling like they got something worthy. You can't come out and say that Game Pass don't bring heat, because Game Pass has brought in higher rated games than anything else that's come out this year. I mean, I seen Silk Song got 100 from some reviewer. 100. I mean, what are we doing here? What are we talking about? Gears Reloaded. Like, I mean, now Xbox gamers got a good deal from it anyway. We got it for free because we already own the Ultimate, if you own the Ultimate Edition. But I mean, but just for like the sense of, like, let's say there's PlayStation gamers that wanted to get Madden or NBA 2K, and then they wanted to get and then they're trying to get ready to get something from Snake Eater or something else or Borderlands or whatever. Well, hell, all they got to do is just if they got an Xbox or if they got a PC, which most of them used to say they did have PCs, is to go ahead and subscribe for the month or whatever and play it, beat it, and see what else is on there and have a good time. Why is it that value to these companies and corporations is bad now? When the same people that tell us this bad, they sit there and look for value and things of that nature for themselves. That is getting on my damn nerves, because listen, I know how those people roll. Not saying that they're bad people or anything like that, but I know how when people get paid, they get paid. They like to keep their money, and they find other ways to sit here and to maneuver around to make somebody else pay it or let me get something free. But yet that's not good for us. That's not good for the gaming community as a whole. What are we doing? And I understand about this whole thing of, or I'm trying to understand about the situation within, like the budgets and all that. But I mean, but I just made this point. Like, you can't sit there and keep talking about budgets when we've seen when you have a balloon budget it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be that great. It just doesn't. So maybe if you have a tighter budget, you know exactly what you want to do, get it done, and and make a better product. And these people get paid anyway. They make it seem like the people that put their games on Game Pass don't get a bag beforehand from the get. I don't know, man. It's crazy to me. It should be crazy to you, to all consumers. And like I said, I'm not going to sit here and allow people to talk shit about Game Pass the way that they do and their own services, other services. I know. I thought that I had it streamed over there, but I better take this one off. I'll do that here in a minute. Husky. I know. I was looking. I'm like, why I don't see this moving? Anyway, I'm way late. I'm in purgatory, right? I'm in YouTube and restream purgatory right now. So I don't know where you guys are seeing. I know you're seeing me because I'm seeing the chat. But yeah. Anyway, but I'll fix that after I get done with the stream. So yeah, okay. So Raichi says from 2005 to 2022, companies were okay to on the red. Now they can't find more customers, so now they want to milk us dry. No more losing money on the sales of a console, brother. Yeah, absolutely right. And you know what? Before I'm finna move to that. I'm finna get ready to move over to there, and that is like, are we ready for new consoles? Are we ready for it? Like Husky, I seen Husky bring this up on his TikTok. Go check out his TikTok, Husky Okage. And it just made me come to think about that more, and wanted me to I wanted to give my thoughts on it. Is that I don't think we are. Honestly, I don't see the enthusiasm. I mean, because we're either going to get announcements this year at the VGAs, or we're definitely getting them next year, and we might be getting new consoles next November. If not, we're definitely getting them in 2027. So, yeah, 27, 28 for sure. Let's just put it like that. Between 26 and 28. So it's just around the corner. So when we're talking about, like you just said about the customers, there's just not a lot of enthusiasm. There was damning stats that showed that younger people from 18 to 25 are not buying consoles. They're not buying games either, because they're strapped. They're strapped because it's not only just the gaming community that's over here saying, I need more, give me more, give me more, give me more. It's grocery stores, it's gas stations, you know what I'm saying? It's fast food restaurants, it's restaurants, it's everything. It's if you're looking for trying to get a home, or if you're trying to rent something, or you're trying to get a car, give me more, give me more. Everybody's saying, give me more. So something's got to give. And even though as much as I love gaming, and gaming is the ultimate hobby for me, it can easily be cut off when it comes to if I got to take care of my family, I got to take care of myself and my family. Sorry, hobby. I got to live. Got to eat. Got to enjoy. You know, it was great. But like, I forget who that was. I think it was probably you, Raichi, that sit there and said, listen, I got so much of a backlog, I'll be fine. And I do too. I have there's games that I haven't even booted up and seen what they look like in person, because I'm that much of a supporter of the gaming community, or just gaming in its sense, because like I said, it's my ultimate hobby. I love it. I'll be gaming until the day that I die. But the reality of it is that if if you keep on trying to tap deeper into our pockets, then it just ain't gonna be the same. I'll wait, or I'll just keep what I got and keep it pushing. And I think a lot of people are going to be saying that because I mean, we know how much these consoles are going to cost. We got people that's starting to complain about the Rogue Ally, the Xbox Rogue Ally, about the price. And you saw, and if you caught me about 2 months ago, or, I think it was about maybe 2 months ago, when we had this discussion on my thoughts about the price of the Rogue Ally and all that, and I went through and I seen the prices, and you guys was telling me how much y'all were because y'all are more invested in knowing the price range or had an idea, and I'm looking at these prices and I'm like, yo, are you kidding me? Ain't no way. I'm not into the handheld stuff like that, but I'm going to get a new Xbox. Yeah, sure. But if you know what I'm saying, but how many people are really excited about for a new PlayStation 6 or a new PlayStation or a new Xbox? How many people in the chat? Please let me know. Let me know, because I just it's bizarro world. Like I don't know. I don't see the same type of enthusiasm. I mean, we were talking about what was the Xbox One X and the Series X, and I forgot what the name of the project was, Project whatever. Like 3-4 years before the console came out, before either console came out, like we were just hearing all these rumors and getting all this type of information, and because the excitement was there. Same with from the 360 to the Xbox One, or it's from the PlayStation 3 to the PlayStation 4. I know PlayStation gamers were elated to talk about the PlayStation 4 because they really had a problem with the PlayStation 3. What up with your DJ Berto Doss? What up? Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, we don't hear nothing. It's not moving. It's not. That's problematic. And this is the reason why I said consoles are going to eventually die on the vine. Because this is where we're at now. Younger people don't care about the consoles the way that we used to. There are still millions of people that care about the consoles, but in honesty, there's really only one particular console that people care about more than all the three, and that's Nintendo. Nintendo can keep it pushing. Xbox gamers is like, well, hell with it. We'll go with the flow. The most ultimate thing happened where their games is going everywhere, so hell with it. I don't care. I'll move over to PC or I'll just buy another Xbox, whatever. And you got those that'll say that they'll just be on PlayStation. Okay, that's cool. Start your library over. That's a whole nother discussion. But when you're talking about going into how much to cost. Now, even PlayStation, the first rumor I heard about PlayStation saying that they were going to make an affordable console, and that's when I said on last week was that it would crack me up if PlayStation did what Xbox did this generation and have a cheaper version of the PlayStation 6, kind of like how Xbox does with the Series S. It will crack me up because you know what the gaming media is going to do. You know what the PlayStation content creators will do. They'll praise it. Oh, genius, so smart, consumer friendly. You know it. You know it. I know it. So if that rumor is true, which that would be great. That is consumer friendly. That's really not Sony's pathway, but hey, by all means, do it, Sony. But if they do that, then that's telling us something. That is telling us something that's pretty shocking. That they don't think that they're going to sell a lot of, well, I mean, and they're already getting their data from the PlayStation Pro. The PlayStation Pro is not cooking. It's not cooking. It ain't. I mean, we were already seeing how many millions upon millions of those things being sold. Man, nope, they're not. And so if consoles are going to be at that price range and beyond and I definitely see it for these new consoles, Something tells me there's going to be a lot of people that's going to still stick with last gen. And then I think that's the reason for the lack of excitement. And on top of that, like you hear a lot of things from different content creators out there, from different people within the industry about like the gap between graphics from this generation going forward to the next. Now, of course, we'll see a leap, but how dramatic is that leap going to be? You know, I mean, like, there's games that we can play right now that just puts us in like, oh my God, this can't be real. This like Hellblade 2. Whoa. Death Stranding. Whoa. And then just like the just games that graphically look good, but you know, but the scale of them, like when you look at an Assassin's Creed or a Final Fantasy game or something of that nature. Like, wow. Like, I mean, just looking at Hell Is Us, and I'm just, you know, and it's pretty drab, but it's really crazy because the lighting in that game is excellent. And you can look at something that looks kind of like what you're seeing here on Machina, but it's like, you know, this is drab. This is, you know, these games ain't meant to be graphically impressive like that. But on Hell of Us, it's really impressive. It is. Look at a game like Chronos, or just the Resident Evils. The Resident Evils look outstanding. I wish I could get into them again. I'm gonna try. But they look outstanding. But what is the next level of the gap going to be? I know that like I've seen some PC games that look real, like lifelike. But how far are those games away? There's this one cop game. It's first person. I have it on my wish list. I forget the name of it. But when they showed it, and I'm like, nah, this ain't no way when that game comes out, it's going to look like this. Now, I mean, I thought the same thing when I've seen Expedition 33 and was floored. So I know it's achievable, but you got to have a powerhouse to sit here and to make games like that. And I mean a powerhouse console. So that's why I'm saying those consoles are going to be very expensive. And listen, I would hope that once the new Xbox, PlayStation comes out, they'll take a break, take a long break. Like we're talking about 360, PlayStation 3 break. You know, talk about 10 to 12 years. Let's take a little hiatus. Because I just don't see that leap getting any better in a generation after that if you do that in 7 years. Then at that point, what we're doing is that we're just kind of throwing out a product that's only just giving you minor fidelity and things like that. Like, I mean, the one positive about this generation of consoles is SSDs. You know, the speeds, and you got great game, and then just also the features on both consoles of what you like on whichever particular one you like. But the SSD was kind of like the star, and the features on Xbox for me is the star. So SSD is going to have to be in the next one. So that's why when it comes to these rumors about the Xbox is going to have detachable, you know, hard drive components to where you can do it, I believe it. I can see it. It would make a lot of sense, you know. And if you having a pretty expensive console, and you can make that almost future-proof to where it can last for a decade or more before your next generation, then you're popping. But if you're out here just doing every 5 to 6 years, 5 to 7 years, I don't know. I just don't know. I think that then because then what you're going to do with the next console, right? Like, okay, let's say this new Xbox, new PlayStation is going to be around. Let's say starting off low end 700, max close to $1,000, if not $1,000, for whatever, whatever, like for a deluxe edition, whatever. Well, hell, how much is the other one going to cost? Because at that point, if we're talking about $1,000, we're talking about $800 to $1,000 consoles. Then I mean, it's just time to move on to PC, guys. Really, it really is. It really is at that point. I mean, because this is why I built my PC. That's why I for this reason. Yeah, I can just wait till the 600 series, or if it comes down to where I want a 5090 or whatever, when it's more affordable or available, I can do that. At the most, you know what I'm saying, with the six, then I could go ahead and I could spend what? I'll spend about the same amount, maybe a little bit more. Well, probably won't because what I got because I'm thinking in my head of just kind of calculating what the things I would need, right? I got plenty of space for the SSD. I got plenty of RAM. So I got plenty of RAM, so I'm not worried about that. I would definitely replace my CPU. I would get a more upgraded CPU. And then if it comes to it to where I would have to do if I wanted to upgrade to a different CPU, like if I wanted to get like a real high end, but I kind of, after now having an Intel, I actually like Intel. I really do. I mean, I thought I was much more comfortable with the Ryzen, but I really do like the Intel. After now utilizing it, using it, the stuff that I'm learning about Intel chips, I'm liking it a lot. But I would, the only thing I just don't like about that is the fact that it's if I would do a major upgrade, I would have to get me another mother card and a new CPU, which then at that point we're talking about I'm going a lot over, because you're going to get the CPU. But I could still do it. I got enough. I just would want to probably get another CPU and then get the graphics card, and I'm good. And yeah, I might be paying about $700-800 more, but then I'm cool because the console still ain't gonna be nowhere near what. and if it don't have if it's not upgradable, then what we're talking about is another 7 years that you're bringing out another one. That's the whole point. That's why I was calculating in my head. Like, yeah, I would probably pay more because I would try to future proof again, to where I don't have to worry about doing it. And I mean, honestly, I really don't have to do anything for another 5 years, actually. But the reality of it is that I know me. So I would go ahead and I would just like, man, no, let me future proof this thing for at least a good decade. So that's the solution. So consoles, this is why I do think consoles is eventually going to get cooked. I mean, there's people that believe that they're going to keep making consoles, but I don't think that there's going to be a demand for consoles except for maybe Nintendo. That's it. So let me read some of these comments here. Kerry says they're fussing about lost bonuses and things, which are strictly corporate dev side, forgetting about customers who ultimately drive this. Exactly. That's the point. That's what's pissing me off, right? Like that's what makes me upset about this whole narrative where Sean Layton is just going out here and trying to start a rock band to stop gamers' value. Bro, that's disgusting to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't, listen, if a dev come to me and say, well, Mega, look at it from this perspective, and I'll listen, I'll pay attention, but then I'll say this, okay, I want to get too much into your business, but do you got a car paid off right now? How many cars you got right now? And if they say, oh yeah, my car's paid off, yeah, what kind of car you got? And if it's something that, you know what I'm saying, it's paid off, bro, and let's say it's a 2022, 2024, 20, you know what I'm saying, 2025, and that shit's already paid off, then that's telling me that you're doing all right. And it's not going to hurt you off that Game Pass money, which is like you said, about bonuses and things like that. And then if somebody comes and says, well, they deserve it, they're getting money. It's not like this, they're doing this. It's not like Xbox and Microsoft, because then Game Pass would fail. Game Pass wouldn't be growing like this. That's another factor. Somebody said this perfectly. The reason why Sean Layden hates this is because this wasn't his idea. That's it. That's it. That's it. I mean, there's a reason why those games are not. Listen, look at the top 15 on Xbox and PlayStation for last month. There's a lot more newer games that's on Xbox that are in that top 15 than it is on PlayStation. PlayStation gamers and just gamers in general go for what they're comfortable with. It's just common sense. It's just human nature. If you're comfortable with something, you're going to stick with it until it makes you uncomfortable. You'll try new things, but the new things got to be affordable. There got to be some kind of value behind it in order for you to want to take that chance. Years ago, when the prices were much more reasonable, a lot of gamers did do that. A lot of gamers like, oh, this game looks cool. Oh, okay, all right. That if there was one, and it really wasn't positive, because that's what hurt devs, and that's the thing to me that's tripping me out, is because we didn't see Sean Layden, we didn't see Yoshida, we didn't see Phil Spencer, we didn't see Shannon Loftus, we didn't see Peter Hines, we didn't see all these people that talks. Well, Phil Spencer ain't talk bad about Game Pass, but we ain't seen none of these people go crazy about GameStop. It was content creators and devs behind the scenes telling us what was really going on with with GameStop and what they were doing. That's hurting the devs. That's hurting their bottom line. That's what's hurting them. So it don't make any sense to me. The problem is that you're pushing out these products too fast when they don't need to be pushed out. Stop advertising them 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Show that shit. Talk about it. You can talk about it. Show like they used to do that. They used to talk about something. Hey, this game is in development. They'll get up there and then they'll show a title and then that's it. And we'll show you more. Now they get, I understand it's the production, is all that's cool and stuff like that. And we understand that there's development hell that happens with games of that nature. But when you anticipate something and that game comes out, there's nothing worse than that game not even making you somewhat satisfied, or that game comes out so broken. That's awful. So again, man, like the industry has to start looking within itself, not looking at us as being cheap. Look at every stop. Hey, how about you talk to the corporations that's over here trying to gouge us for every damn thing? And I understand that, I'm not going to get political, but I'm just saying, I understand the reasons behind why shit is getting more expensive, but it's crazy to me that they want us to pay more when they know it's tough. They want to keep their bottom line, and that's what's crazy to me. Sorry, it's not. It doesn't seem like it's going to happen. For certain games, yes, not all of them. Rachel said we're getting COD, Black Ops 7 on the Xbox One still. I think so. I think so. Hey man, that's close to 90 million gamers that has access to that game, to that game. So absolutely, Xbox One gamers can sit here and play that. Absolutely. Let's see. I'd rather share $10 with multiple devs than give 60 to a single one. I'm not made of money. I can't support everyone. And you know what? And gamers are talking like that. There's a lot of games out there that just fall on the ground, and that's unfortunate. That's why I look at Game Pass or PlayStation Plus or these other services as a win. I want to play these games. I want to invest. But there ain't no way. It's just not, especially the way that these games are dropping back to back to back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? I'm going way out my budget to sit here and to get Borderlands 4. Way out my budget. But I said I'm doing it, and that's it. I'm stopping for a little while. That's it. You know, I mean, there's other stuff. There's the Final Fantasy Tactics. There's other games I've been seeing like, oh man, Black Friday. That's next. That's it. Because like I said, next month is Battlefield 6 and Call of Duty. There's a ton of other games that I want to jump on as well, but nope, Game Pass is gonna come to the rescue with Ninja Gaiden. Because then I would have to sacrifice something. And probably what I would have done, because Game Pass is unmatched, is that I probably would have went ahead and I got Battlefield 6, Ninja Gaiden, and paid the $30 the $30 for the ultimate for Call of Duty. And then eventually buy Call of Duty later on at the end of the year, beginning of the year, something like that. Because I always get gift cards at the end of the year. So yeah, and I would have done that happily. Spider said he's not excited for the new consoles. I feel you. Stanley Francis says I'm not that excited because can barely did anything for this generation of consoles. I don't know. I won't say barely. There's been leaps, but not. I don't think we'll ever see the leap that we've seen between 2D games going into 3D. I think that leap is out of there. But what we are getting is more motion cap. That stuff is excellent. Just kind of better graphic design, stuff like that. I love the remakes. There's really, really beautiful remakes out there. But yeah, no, I just don't see. I've seen that one. There's a few games that makes me drop my jaw. Like I mean, The Witcher 4 looks absolutely insane. That's a leap for sure. That's a leap. But are we going to see the leap that we've seen between 2D going into 3D? Nah, that ain't going to happen. I think we're and I think we really are one more generation after this generation. I think we one generation before it's capped. It's capped. Like, what else can you do except for just better gameplay, better storytelling, things like that? Because once you get to the games have characters that already look real in certain cases. So it's a weird dynamic. It's really different. It really is. So keep reading through here. Really appreciate y'all guys coming through here. Don't forget to hit the like button or dislike. And the people who watch this later, can't wait to hear your comments, because listen, I think we all have an opinion on this, and I think we all but I think the majority of us feels the same way that I do. Enough is enough with trying to tell us what's good for us, when some people contradict themselves by using other streaming service that's not in the gaming, or just keeps trying to make us try to feel guilty for a product that we pay for and that we pay into, I should say. And also, listen, these are former people at these companies. Thank you for your service, but and that's fine to have an opinion, but that's why you're not in the game anymore, because the game is outgrown that mindset that you guys had, and that's not a bad thing. It's just evolution, and people are looking for something different. In a sense, like the gaming space has just become so different. So to still kind of hold on to that same old ideology is just not, it just isn't feasible anymore. It's just not. I mean, what I'm saying? Like, it's just the reality of it. And, I mean, we could go up and down about this either way, but the truth of it is that gaming has changed beyond what gaming used to be, and it ain't ever coming back to to the golden era. That era was great, but now we're into something different, and I think it's positive, because it kills a lot of narratives. It really does. I've taken it for I've said it before. I was upset about the moves, what Xbox has done. But then I come to the realization, it's like, look, man, I turn on my Xbox, I'm playing the games that you know, that I want to play. And I got more games than I got more games from it in the sense of games that I love that I had to buy on PlayStation or buy on PC. I could buy them on my Xbox now. Or I can play them on my Xbox through Game Pass, or if I, love that game that much, I want to buy it through Game Pass. So it is what it is. So, all right, let me read a couple of more and then get to the last topic. Well, I do want to kind of throw something else in too, quickly, and I'll probably talk more about that tomorrow. If anybody heard about it, because I ain't seen too many people talk about it. Features are the future. If Xbox One S was released with quick resume, I would have called it a generational leap. The Xbox One S. Okay. All right. Yes. That is true. But the Xbox One it was a good console. It just didn't have the content. That's what hurt the Xbox One. The Xbox One X is a damn beast. That's why I got it right there in my closet. I'm not ever getting rid of that. That Xbox One X was a beast. I love that console. Let's see. It says bring Don Matrick back so we can have cool TV features on our next Xbox. Listen, I love the snap feature. I loved it. I thought it was the smoothest shit ever. I always, when I was playing certain games on the weekends, I would listen to Coast to Coast on my radio and play my game. And then when it came to the snap feature, I could sit there and I could have it rolling off of YouTube or whatever, or you could have it off of what was it? Forget the Heartland radio or whatever, and listen to Coast, talking about all them crazy ass people talking about aliens and goblins and ghouls and stick men and shit. I would crack it up, man, probably playing Madden or whatever. Just crack it up. But the snap feature, or like the coolest thing to me was I was watching sports, playing something, but I wouldn't be playing anything like a fighting game or something like that. It'd be like an RPG or something like that. And if a big play, boop, hit the snap, like, oh man, watch the replay. Because it was like me listening to the radio, but I'm looking, and if I'm hearing something, I can see it on the little screen of a big play happening. The snap feature, oh my God, Xbox. You listen to so many people that lied to you. Oh my God. Oh man. Let's see. What is the game on the screen? I'm assuming this is I'm gonna butcher it. Demon is not demon. Deacon X Machina, whatever the hell that game is. It just came out. It's the first game came out, and like I said, I seen it on sale on Steam, and I was like, I'm gonna get it. But then I got lucky because they had it free on Humble Bumble, and I got Humble. I pay into Humble Bumble. I'm like, man, there's so much value. There was this. And see, I'm going to start doing giveaways because I got a lot of copies of games that I already have from Humble Bumble that I want to give, but it's mostly all PC games. So, I want to kind of get back, but I'm going to get back to giving away games too. So, I got to redo that Patreon. And yes, I still got that Patreon, but don't read the contents. That stuff is long gone. So I just got to redo it with on the Patreon. So if people want, I just be doing free game giveaways as well, just to give, but they're mostly all PC games. And so, and then once that start happening and rolling, the Patreon start rolling again, then I'm start doing big game stuff like I used to. and give away new games to people. So to members and supporters, and on occasion, like we get around the holiday stuff like that, just people who just maybe randomly just listening or whatever, give away something new or whatever. I want to get back to doing that for sure. But yeah, first. But anyway, I got it for free on Humble Bumble. So I was like, oh, okay. And so then I played it and I'm like, oh, I like it. I like it a little bit because I never played it before, but I had my mindset on wanting to look at it. I wasn't going to get, but I went ahead and I got it. So I was like, okay, I got the second game. So, but yes. Let me go ahead and keep reading what y'all saying. You said open world games. Okay, you're talking about that. I'll talk about games. You said you love linear adventures like Ocarina of Time and the dungeon. I didn't like the do whatever you want mentality. Oh man, I see, but yeah, and that's the thing. Like I love games like that. And that's intrigued me with Hell Is Us because it's old school. You gotta see. You used to have to play games and had to write shit down to know what's going on. Like to even sometimes make a little map. Like because it wouldn't tell you where to go. And so I'm intrigued about that. That's why I got it. I was like, you know what? This up my alley. Now, will this be a game that I'll beat? I probably won't even get to really run it because I've been all on 2K, been all on Helldivers 2, finally again. Shinobi. There's still Madden. There's still college. Oh, by the way, sorry Husky about your Florida Gators. Anyway, go Boomer Sooner. Go Sooners, beat Michigan, and actually those are my two favorite teams in college, as the Wolverines and OU. But I mean, I'm an Oklahoman, so of course it's Boomer Sooner all the way. But still, that yeah. So I mean, and then my fighters. So I just don't have enough time, and so you might say, well, why did you get those guys? Because I do show support. And when people like Sean Layton comes out and they do this shit and say this whackness, it really burns me up. It really gets me upset because I'm like, listen, I'm putting in hard-earned dollars on these games. And you're still telling me because I support Game Pass and I'm telling other people out there the importance of Game Pass or just game services as it is, you're trying to tell us that, oh, well, and I seen also a writer, Chris something, say, well, only thing you do in Game Pass is you play the game for 5 minutes and then they leave it alone. That's what most of you people in the media do. And y'all bitch and complain if y'all can't play the game on easy to hurry up and get through it and then act like, oh, yeah, and give us some bullshit trained reviews, because if it's a PlayStation game, most likely you got to give it a high score. Xbox game, you gotta if it's really good, well, we'll just give you an 80 and then that's it. Get out of here. Shut up. God, so annoying. So that's the thing to me. It's just like for somebody who do support these games, that does support the devs, that does this. Well, damn it, I can't support it's like what Big Bad Mo said. I can't save. Oh, I think it was Stanley. It was Stanley. I can't support everybody. Hell, I can't save everyone. I'm doing my best here, but I'm not going to overdo it. You know what I'm saying? Some people might think I have overdo it. I mean, I just bought like 6 games. Now, granted, deals. I tell you, I still don't buy games at full price. I find deals. And I also got 2 games for my birthday. So 2K, I got it for my birthday, and I'm gonna get Borderlands for my birthday. So that's why I'm saying so. That's it. But yeah, but I mean, Hell Is Us, Snake Eater, Shinobi, got the Damon X game. Come on, man. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? And I mean, and there was a, I mean, the Beast game. What is it called? It's coming out on the 18th. That looks dope as hell. I'm not doing that. As great as it looks, I'm not getting it. I mean, a Dying Light. That's the Dying Light game. That looks great. Why that couldn't been Dying Light 2? Because I really wasn't a fan of Dying Light 2. So I was like, well, just didn't play enough of it. Everybody loved it. I didn't. So I just put it up. And maybe it was just the mood that I was in. I can go back and I could love it. I've done that a million times. So that's it. That's the whole thing. Big Man Mo said, "What's a PC?" The DDR3 was cancer to the Xbox One. I can agree with that. I can agree with that. I got a HD2 and only played 2 minutes of it. I just don't get into it. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like it's just certain, like that's the worst. You get a game and that game is not up to your standard. Just whatever. Like, I mean, not everybody's gonna like everything, right? But that's what, I sit here and I play something and I'm like, you know what? I like it. Nah, but something else will get my attention. And so that which is I buy full price games, but it's really rare. And see, that's the thing. I always look for bargains. But again, like I said, I get points. I use those reward points. I would one day love to sit there and save them and see how much, because I am so fascinated when people sit here and can have enough points to buy a whole new console. Like, yo, that's great. But it's part of my method of like, I want this game, I'm going to support, but you know what? And I've supported other games, play games, so I got extra points so I can sit there and get my $10 off. And I save enough points where I'm usually around, if it's like a game like Shinobi or something like that, I'll use $5 or something like that. But matter of fact, I just bought Shinobi because it was only $24. So, but yeah, like, no, I'm not doing all that. Like with Snake Eater, points, Jack, points. So and I got reward systems on through the apps for PC games for some CD keys and every reward systems are the best. I don't play. You getting your money from me. Enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy this game. Hopefully. Anyway, guys. All right. So, one quick thing I want to talk about, and this is kind of wild. And I'm only going to talk about it briefly because I want to talk about it more tomorrow. It's about Lost Soul Aside, which was I only seen it one time, and I haven't seen anybody else say it. And it was this crazy situation where the devs were pissing off the agent of the Chinese community, basically saying that they were catering to black people in the United States because if Asians don't buy the game, black people will buy the game, and there was racial stuff in it, and I'm like, what? I'll get more into detail because I got this right here. Sorry, I just want to show you this, and then I'll go back. I was like, yo, this was about a couple of weeks ago when the game came out, because it didn't sell well. And then there were devs and other people that formerly worked on the game or knew about the game coming out all over in dev spaces and things like that, talking about the turmoil that was going on with the game. And I was just like, yo, I didn't even know that was a thing where people got pissed off if, I mean, I know that there are proud people, but then to come to say, well, if Asian people don't buy the games, the black people will. What? Anyway, here, where's it at? All right, so right here, yeah, this it's like, here you go. You got a dev right here talking about this stuff, and I had to put it in English. This stuff was in Cantonese or Chinese. I think it's Cantonese. I think it's Cantonese. I could be right. I could be wrong. Correct me. But that's just basically going in here like I said, I'll read through it tomorrow because it's a long read. I'll break it down. There was also other stuff that was said that was in other places on these sites. So on these back channel sites. So I'll go ahead and I'll go through it. But yeah, like this is a read. I was like, are you kidding me? So, but yeah, it just talked about like just too demanding, but then the game, it just, the public relations were really bad. There was people that was on the staff that were bigoted, and they only wanted to cater to one certain group of people, and it was very divisive, a lot of fighting and things of that nature. But I was just like, if a lot of people, because I heard a little bit of it, but I didn't hear a lot. So I want to definitely go into it and talk about it. So anyway, okay, Fahim, what you saying? So he said, so when some developers say when they said it was wrong, what are you talking about? I already had. Oh, well, let me go and find what you were saying. I don't know. Maybe you're talking to somebody else, Fahim, not him. Okay, it's possible it hurts them a little, but yeah, it is what it is. Is y'all use the service? Okay, he's talking about service. I thought he was talking about. Yeah, Helldivers is fun. I mean, I bought it day one, and I played a little bit of it, but I I was just like, I'd rather be playing with my Xbox Bros, and it's there, and so I got back, and when I last stopped playing, and I was like a level 4, something like that. Now I'm like a level 15, so I've been putting in some work on it. I've really been enjoying it. Oh shit! Eastside Vandal said GameFly is ruining gaming. Yeah, yeah, yeah. GameFly, when Netflix was over there renting out games, all the mom and pop video stores were renting out games, Blockbuster, Hollywood Video. Yeah, they just ruined gaming. Yeah, Redbox ruined gaming. Honestly, they did not like Blockbuster or Redbox. No, they didn't. But they may not have liked it, but still, gaming was at its apex at that time. Like that's when we're talking about in that era, all the way until probably until about maybe no, even if you go into just last gen, because Nintendo and PlayStation was doing fantastic, and I mean Xbox, they had sales, but I mean they just didn't have the content, but they were, gaming was doing all right, and people was on, Redbox and all that. So I don't know. There's too many excuses to just try to pour out more money from consumers when you're already asking for more. They accepted you charging for $70. Come on, man, that's crazy to me. So, let's see. Yes, Ninja Gaiden does give me old school vibes. It does, and I can't wait for it. I really can't wait for it. That will be a game that I'm going to be. It will be. I will be on between. That'll be when I'm just kind of like in a place of where I'm. Hold on, let me see something here. Okay, there'll be a place where I'm just I'm gonna have a 3-game rotation. There'll be Ninja Gaiden. There's going to be Battlefield 6. And then there'll probably be that one additional, a game. And of course, like with Fight Night, I don't ever really count Fight Night because I'm always going to play fighters. So on those days. So yeah, but I don't count the fighter. But it'll be another game in rotation, and that's it. And then when Call of Duty drops, I should have Ninja Gaiden done by that time. And then it's just going to be probably just Battlefield, Call of Duty, and one of the sports games. So that's it. That's it. That's it. Because if I play COD like I played COD this past year, or this version of COD, like man, I'm going to be a shooting fool. So I'm going to be definitely a bro shooter for sure. So it is what it is. So, all right. Sounds like folks are jelly. They don't have Game Pass on their platform. Maybe I'm just crazy though. Nah, bro, you ain't crazy. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, that's the other thing I was going to talk. I was knew there was something else that I wanted to talk about. I will talk about that tomorrow. How well Helldivers did on Xbox. Matter of fact, I'm going to write that down because I was like, there's something else. That's why I'm kind of lingering. Something else that I wanted to talk about. I'll talk about it tomorrow while I'm talking about the whole um, lost soul aside controversy within the game and that's sad within the development. And then there'll be some other stuff too that I'll talk about. But yeah, the Xbox community showed up, brother. They showed up, and it's like what I told you. Like I told you guys, that's an Xbox type of game. And I said that game was going to cook. I told you guys that Helldivers and Gears was going to cook, and Lost Soul Aside was going to be was out of there, unfortunately. And it's worse than I thought because it got a bad rating as well. So that's sad. So I hate that for the developers over there, but it is what it is. Oh, get that Shinobi, man. As you see him, man, this Shinobi tough, bro. It's tough. I seen that Umbra sit there and beat it. He put 72 hours in it. He said he went back and beat it twice. I can believe it because I mean, I was just not expecting the level of variety with the game in a sense of, I just thought it was going to be kind of cheaply made just to try to get a little bit of money from us. No, they showed major love. I was thoroughly impressed with this game, thoroughly, and so it's one of my favorite games this year for sure. I love it. I love it, but like I said, there's so much games right here. I want to test them out, and then when I get settled, then I'm going to get back on Shinobi and try to get that knocked out. Probably before try to get it knocked out. I probably will try to get it knocked out before Battlefield comes out. I mean, I got enough time. So, but yeah. Anyway, and also Black Moose Wukong did better what people expected on Xbox. So you're level 11. I'm level 14, 15 on what you call it on Helldivers. This was some old gameplay that I had when I first started jumping back on and play. I'm gonna play some Helldivers tonight. So, well, I'm doing Fight Night tonight, but I kind of want to play Helldivers. But no, Sekiro wants to beat my head in some Street Fighter. So I better do right. But I can play some Street. But now see, I've got it. But see, I want to go back to 2K. This is the dilemma that I have. This is why I kind of jump around. Anyway, all right, guys, thank you so much. We will come back here for tomorrow. Got nothing to do, but to talk to you guys. So I will be back tomorrow to finish up some stuff that I wanted to talk about. And I'll see you guys later on tonight. If I don't hear from Sekiro, then I will probably be playing some Helldivers because me looking at it, want to get back in, kill some bugs. Anyway, shut up, Mo. Black Myth can't kick no rocks. It kicks butt. It's a great game. Stop it. Damn, Fahim said level 28. All right. Hey man, listen, those level, man, there was a couple of level 40s in there once, and so like I just kind of randomly jump in. And sometimes there was this guy from Australia. He was a level 44 or something like that. And he was like, aren't you a little low to be coming in here, mate? And I said, man, I'll hold my own. He says, I'm gonna hold you to it. I said, all right. And so I held my own. I only died 3 times. And they had it on what was it? Extreme, I think. I think it was Extreme. It's red with the skull. Like there's a bunch of those reds with the skull, but I held my own. I stayed close when them creatures started coming through, when them bugs started getting ignorant. I'm hitting that. I'm getting out. I'm shooting and getting and running, shooting and running, shooting and running. So yeah, I held my own, and then so we got friended. It was him and his little crew, and it was a blend of an Xbox guy, a PC guy, and some PC guys, and a couple of Xbox guys. But I played with some PlayStation dudes. I mean, it's the perfect game to play. It's a great community game. I do like it. I just like I said, I've got it, and then I started playing other stuff. I think, matter of fact, was it Hellblade? It was something that came out when this game came out last year, and that game got my interest, and it might have been Hellblade. I think it might have been. And then there was another game after that, but whatever the case may be. All right, guys, thank you so much. You said I'll keep forgetting Black Myth. I guess I'll get it. Come on, man, get that Black Myth. Man, you're gonna love it, man. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. So, but thank you, Stanley. Omar, appreciate you guys coming through. Don't forget to hit the like button, show support. Dislike, comment, share. We trying to do this, but I'll see you guys tonight. I'm over here gonna sneak and try to play some Helldivers. All right, peace.